Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to today's Sunday reflection, the second Sunday of the ordinary time. Maybe you have heard also, or maybe you know already, that in many countries the number of people who suffer some kind of a burnout, the feeling of not having enough energy for the everyday life, increases from year to year. I think this is maybe the biggest crisis of many of our societies. It doesn't have to be some kind of a severe psychological sickness, but maybe just the feeling that something is missing in our lives. I think we know this all. In today's gospel, Jesus is making us a gift. He's making us a gift of joy, a joy which we can only receive from his hands. But in today's gospel, there is also a deeper dimension. Jesus is invited for a wedding. A wedding is always a feast of joy. It's the celebration of human beings who love each other and who say yes to each other. This is already one of the biggest sources of joy when people say this to each other. But we hear also that the people in today's gospel, they run out of wine. It means there is some kind of a poverty inside them, some kind of a poverty which can only be filled, which can only be healed by someone else. For us Christians, this somebody who can heal our inner poverty has a name. He has a face. It's Jesus. If we look in today's gospel, we can discover a very deep dimension. The people who are on the feast, they see that the bridegroom and the bride run out of wine. And what they then do is very interesting. They bring water. They bring water because this is what they have. They bring what they have to help that this feast may really still be a feast of joy. We can also bring water. We can bring water to people who suffer some kind of inner suffering, maybe some psychological feeling of being isolated, of not having enough energy, or to people who are poor in a very material way. We can offer them what we have. But for living in a really fulfilling way, we are dependent on something else. We are dependent on, let's call it, a divine dimension of our life. We are dependent that there is also a real unconditional love, that there is mercy, that there is someone who brings us something that human beings cannot bring us, which is more than water, who brings us wine, who brings us a real fulfillment and the feeling of enjoying life, of discovering a joy which is so deep, so unconditional and so precious that no human can bring this in our life. This person, he has a name. It's Jesus. He wants to bring us the life of God. He wants that we enjoy the gifts of God. If we offer water, this is a really big gift, but he gives us more. He gives us the wine, the really fulfillment and the really biggest gift of God himself. Dear brothers and sisters, let's meditate in this week. Where can I pour water in the desert of someone's life, in his need, in His purity. Where can I pour water? In the desert of a soul. And then let's pray, and let's also collaborate with Jesus that He may bring wine, that He will make wine out of this water which we offer other persons. We can be collaborators of Jesus, like Mary is in the gospel, and so we can help to make a really feast of joy for everybody, also for ourselves. This is what Jesus offers us, you, me, for you, for everybody, for our families, for our communities. And let's say, let us fill the storages of water and wine for everybody. Dear brothers and sisters, I wish you a blessed Sunday and the feeling of having enough water, so human love, and wine, divine love, in your life. Be blessed.